Well, good morning, eh?
Good morning, eh?
How are you
What's
doing?
it all about?
How are you doing, Soraya?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm doing okay. It was a tough week. I'm glad it's at the end of the week. We got a new manager at work and she's tough. Um, uh, she's from France and she said, I manage like the Europeans do, so get ready. So we know we're in for something different. So it's been a tough week, so I'm ready to do something fun like an interview.
I think this is a perfect day for that. Yeah, I'm getting ready for the new academic year, so it's just a lot of prep. So I'm ready for something fun too.
Oh, good, because summer's coming to an end. I mean, we're
Oh, my summer is coming to an end. But all of that to say, I think we're both in need for some fun talk about good music. Jeff, why don't you let everyone know who is joining us today?
Yes, today we are talking to Tom Hooper. So Tom was part or is part, we could talk about
I'd
that,
say is.
of Grapes of Wrath, a Canadian band from British Columbia. T Tom also went on to create Ginger, which was three members of Grapes of Wrath minus Kevin Kane, one of the members of Grapes of Wrath. So Ginger did release some great music, and Tom's released, I think, four, I don't know how many are official, but four full-length releases on his own, including one of my favorite albums of all time, this one right here. But it's funny. It's called The Unexplored Cosmos, but Soraya, we were talking earlier about another release that he has Through the Solar System. So there's something he likes about the cosmos and the planet. So we'll see what that fascination is. But I'm a huge fan of this guy, Tom Hooper. He writes some great songs. I think he performs at some local pubs three or four times a week now. So he stays busy, still doing a lot of music, but I'm a huge fan of this guy, and My Love Affair, that's one of his songs, with Tom Hooper started a number of years ago with Grapes of Wrath. So I think we have lots to talk about with this guy. So I'm really looking forward to this conversation. And I think he's a fan of at least one or two of the Paisley Underground band. So we'll hit him up about that too.
I think this is a perfect place to start then. Let's get started.
Let's do it, eh? Okay.
Hi, this is Soraya.
And this is Jeff.
Our podcast is called Paisley Stage Raspberry and Rhyme.
A podcast where the two of us play music that we like and share anecdotes and background about the tunes.
We hope you'll join our conversation. And without further ado, a grooviar.
Let's get groovy.
All right. So, Jeff, first of all, we've got with us our guest host extraordinaire, Ronnie Barnett. But, Jeff, why don't you let our listeners know who is joining us today?
Yes, today we have Tom Hooper from several different bands, Soraya, Gentlemen of Horror, Grapes of Wrath, Ginger, does his own stuff. Tom Hooper and the Angry Hippies, Soraya.
Yep.
A number of things, but I wanted to tell you about how my love affair with Tom Hooper came about, and it's with this record right here, Now and Again. Ronnie, you know that warehouse, that old chain that we had
Of
here.
course, yes.
So when I first moved to Temecula in 1993, it was on its way out. It was always on its last legs, and I came across the budget section, and I saw this record, this
Ouch, Jeff.
this CD.
Ouch.
Yep.
The budget section. You had to rub that in to
I
talk.
mean,
Sorry, Tom.
it's a cutout.
Sorry.
It's a cutout. So, anyways, it looked great. Produced by Anton Fear, sorry.
Yeah,
And I thought this might be something worth checking into. And Ronnie, as soon as I started listening to this, I absolutely fell in love with this band. From
yeah.
then on, became obsessed with them. Couple different singers, Tom and Kevin Kane, singers, songwriters for the band. But Ronnie, I did upgrade to the better format
Ah,
with
no.
the on vinyl. So you know. So Tom, welcome to the show. Tom's from Southwest Canada, British Columbia area,
Yeah.
Salt Springs.
Yeah. Salt Spring Island, basically, maybe if you were to fly, it might be like a half an hour to Seattle kind of thing. So, that kind of area.
Yeah, so just on the other side of the better country with better
Yeah.
leadership. Right. Okay. Much better leadership. Okay. So we wanted to start off, Tom. As you know, we are primarily a Paisley Underground podcast, but we've been branching out a little bit, doing more jangle rock or other stuff that we love that doesn't fit nicely into that Paisley Underground box. But I think you know a little bit about Paisley Underground, maybe a band or two. Can you tell us a little bit about your experiences and
Yeah.
with
Uh,
Paisley Underground?
I guess this is right around when the Grapes of Wrath started, 83, 84. Well, I remember in 84, for the Paisley Underground stuff, I got that Bangles all over the place album. And of course, I still, I just playing it the other day. It's one of my favorite records. And, the whole band was into that, scene. And also, I was into the LA punk scene a lot too before that. And then, of course, I heard the band called Salvation Army. And I got their Salvation Army album, which, of course, became the 3 o'clock. Uh, and I just love that Paisley Underground sound, Rain Parade, of course, as you know, I'm a huge fan as well as you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Dare I say the Grapes of Wrath without the major label might have fit in with, you know what I mean? You could very well be a Paisley
Oh
Underground
yeah,
fan.
I'm kind of considered ourselves kind of part of that kind of, scene in a certain way. And, not the LA part,
Yeah.
but that kind of sound for sure.
Easily.
So I wanted to go back to the beginning of the Tom Hooper story, is at least musically. So Gentlemen of Horror, you and your brother Chris had this punk band that had the classic song "God Knows You by Name,"
Yes.
less than a minute and a half. Most of your songs were about around the minute mark. So,
Yeah.
can you tell us about starting Gentlemen of Horror?
Yeah. When it's back in 1979, we I was 12, I think. And my brother's like 14, and our friend Kevin, and we all became the Grapes of Wrath later, but we were all the only, like, there's like 5 people in our little small town of Kelowna, British Columbia, which is a little town in the interior of British Columbia. And there's like 5 of us who are into like punk rock. And so one day, Kevin, our friend, was walking by this condominium and he heard, like, I think Sex Pistols or something blasting out of it. So of course he had to go knock on the door. And it was this guy with like a, really short dyed orange hair. And we thought he was old at the time, but I think he was only 22 or something like that. But anyway, so we all started hanging out, and this guy wanted us to form a band with him. So we formed a band with this guy, and we probably practiced every day. We probably had like three hours worth of material. We played one gig, and then he went off to make some money for us to record an EP up in the oil rigs in northern Canada, BC, and he got killed. So that kind of broke up the band.
Wow.
So then after that, Kevin, our bandmate, he went on. He didn't want to do the punk rock stuff as much anymore, and I was getting into even more like the LA punk and just whatever. So me and my brother and our friend Donnie formed the Gentlemen of Horror, and we made a little single, a five song 7-inch 45. I think it was late 1980. Of course, when you're into punk rock, you always have to make sure it's like it was late 1980.
Yeah.
I got any witness. Anyway, so
Yeah.
we had pressed 200 copies, and and uh, and then we basically a friend of ours was going to take some copies down to Vancouver to sell for us, and he lost like 50 of them on a Greyhound bus. So out of the 200 copies, down there are only 150 copies, and
Wow.
anyway, the record is so rare. I don't even have a copy anymore. But the last one I saw that sold on Discogs was over $3,000. So that's
Whoa.
Holy smoke.
like all those losers.
Time for a reissue, Tom.
Well, it has been reissued a couple times. An LA
Okay.
label reissued it in 2000, and now I think that's like worth around $20 or $30.
Right.
And then this record label in Washington State reissued a bunch of stuff, and it's kind of all over the place now. So you can get your copy really cheap.
Nice. I've been to Kelowna, Tom. I've done the
Oh, really?
Canadian tour. I was married to someone from the band Cub, so I have
Oh,
a
okay.
Canadian. Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. So I've been to Kelowna. Now I know there couldn't have been much of a punk scene there. Did you guys were you able to play in town or?
Well, I put our own shows on, and there'd be like 20 people there, and a lot of redneck people would sometimes show up looking for fights and all that kind of stuff. And well, that
Yeah.
was what it was like back in Kelowna. It was kind of exciting and fun. Whereas, I sound like an old man, but nowadays people think they're all, punk and stuff for having dyed hair or something. Back in those days, if you had dyed hair or looked different, it's actually dangerous.
Yeah.
You would get chased around on Friday nights and have to run up like ladders on buildings to get away from. At the same time,
Yeah.
it was fun and exciting. Though we used to like, laugh all the time as well. So yeah, it was very exciting back then.
Nice. Did you make it to Vancouver? Did you play the Smiling
Yeah,
Buddha?
we did. We played the Smiling Buddha twice. I mean, one of the times we played a weekend with the Subhumans, which was
Oh,
my favorite Vancouver punk band,
yes.
and they were so great, and so that was a huge honor to be on, to play with the Subhumans. But it's funny because we were like a lot younger than all the other bands, and the kind of mainstream, not mainstream, but the main kind of punk scene bands who were more of a, I guess, probably based more on the British kind of punk, and yeah, like Jeffrey was saying before, like, we had our set consisted of like 20 songs, and each one was like 30 seconds or a minute long. And all these punk guys are telling you guys are playing too fast, like, you're a bunch of old men.
So on the Gentlemen of Horror's complete recordings CD, the overhead
Yeah.
Oh,
projector, there's 31 songs in there that you fit in. And I think you could even fit some more songs on there.
Yeah.
That's how quick the songs are. But that's a good collection for any fans of the band for sure.
Yeah. A lot of it's from cassette too, some live cassettes, some pretty legendary stuff from that. And it actually sounds pretty good, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely worth having. So Grapes of Wrath came next after Gentlemen of Horror. You kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
changed the sound a little bit.
The three of us, being Chris and Kevin, decided to start playing together again. Um, I guess for me and my brother, I mean, I was just as, getting, I guess it was like 15 or 16, kind of getting out of, not to say I still love punk rock and I always will, but just more, I was getting back into the melodic music and stuff again, back like that. And we decided to start playing again together. We had I think our first name for our first gig was, we called ourselves Honda Civic because we couldn't think of a good, not that the Grapes of Wrath is a great name, but I mean, but when we finally had our first real show that we had booked, we had to come up with a name for the poster. So we had, my brother was really into movies, and he had this book, like, 1,000 all-time great movies or whatever, or just movies. It was an all-time great actually, because we're looking at all these names, and we had like Bigfoot and Bermuda Triangle, and the Grapes of Wrath was like the least stupid sounding name. It sounds really bad to say that because and I've never actually read the book, unfortunately, but the movie I've watched many times. So there you go. Don't kill me.
Uh, so you guys ended up putting out a number of stuff. I got a stack here of some of your records. I was
Yeah.
mentioning that your place. I'm confused about this. Is it supposed to go this way or this way?
No,
the other way. Yeah.
yeah.
The record comes out on the side, so I'm curious.
Oh, okay. I never even thought. I'm gonna check that out.
And I
True.
said you look like you're in a tree house now, which
Yeah, that's my upstairs studio in my house. It's the quietest spot. Yeah.
nice. So my favorite, this
Yeah,
one.
that's interesting. Your copy's got that yellow dot on it. What is that yellow dot? Is that a sticker, or is that a part of
It's
the?
it's just, yeah, I think it had to do with pricing.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought maybe
Oh,
it was a weird import or something.
10 euros is what the price tag says on it. So a couple singles that I
Yeah,
have, and then the most recent studio album.
I wrote.
And this is a great session too. But you guys put out tons of music. You're still playing in
Yeah,
one form or another. Right now, you're doing a duo set with Kevin.
yeah. We're kind of like doing both at the same time. Not at the same time, but this summer we've done some full-on grape shows, and then me and Kevin have done some duo acoustic shows, and it's like a different kind of venue kind of thing. It's like we play this really awesome place in Caramios, which is like outside of, close to Kelowna, like in the deserty kind of. Anyways, it's a little winery kind of, there's little kind of places like that, and everyone kind of sits in blankets, and it was, very nice. But and those shows are more, we're talking as well, telling all our stories about the songs and all that kind of stuff.
So like a
oh, nice.
storyteller's kind of,
Yeah, unplugged thing.
uh,
And
yeah.
I just play guitar too, so there's no bass, just two guitars and vocals.
And for us US fans, unfortunately, you don't make it down this way. I would imagine financially it just doesn't make sense for you to drag the band down to South.
Yeah. Well, we'd probably get arrested anyway if you crossed the border.
Uh, but
In this current environment, likely so.
Jeff, you're missing one of the great Grapes of Wrath records there. Maybe it's not on vinyl. The one that John Leckie produced.
Oh, these days, right?
Yeah. You didn't have
Yes.
that one. Maybe it's not on vinyl because it
I forgot
was.
about. No, it's on. Yeah, it's on vinyl. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
on
okay.
vinyl. It's on
Yeah.
vinyl. I have the CD copy, but
Yeah.
that one costs a little bit.
Rare. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Well, I
little.
wish. I think I have one copy of it now, so I would send you one if I had an extra. But
Yeah, no, I think that one runs a little on the high side for me, but it's definitely on my wish list and definitely in the lesser format, the CD. But
yeah, it's okay.
that is a great album, though.
Yeah, John Leckie, we mixed that record at Abbey Road Studios,
Wow.
which was quite an experience, especially like for me as being the huge Beatles freak.
Yeah, you guys. I when Treehouse came out, I was working at a record store, and you guys were getting a big push from Capitol, like
Yeah, yeah.
starting and end, like the next three
No,
records.
we
Yeah.
did a hell of a lot of touring down there on Treehouse. I think can't remember how many gigs we played, like 60 gigs in I don't know 90 days. It was just amazing. Like and we had a little following in certain pockets of the states, like down in Texas and in Minneapolis, around. We did a tour with Guadalcanal Diary down in California, and which is awesome. Those are awesome guys. Yeah, so it was. I don't know. I think we sold like 100 and something thousand copies down in the States or something like that. So I don't know.
Which
But
is
yeah,
like platinum. Yeah, these days that would be.
well, that's platinum in Canada.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Ronnie, did you see the band come through when you were in Texas?
I didn't, and I'm surprised that I didn't.
Yeah, surprised you didn't either.
I think it's around because Treehouse is 1989, right? That was around the
80,
time.
87.
Oh, 87. So yeah, I
Yeah.
am surprised I didn't. There was a lot going on back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on there.
Definitely. But so, Tom, I was curious, with the change from Grapes of Wrath to Ginger, so your other band, which was all of you guys, I have a number of these CDs,
Nice.
some of the singles too. Um, and Kevin was no longer with you guys at this point, right?
No.
So, can you tell us what happened to
Yeah, well, it's kind
for
of
you
the
guys
typical
yeah.
story, I guess, where you know, at that point when we broke up, we'd already been together over 10 years.
Wow.
And I think that it's it seemed like we were, band differences, arguing, blah 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 blah. And that's basically what it was, and it's a shame at that point that we broke up. But and I'm happy that we're back together again. But I think that there should be more communication and maybe band. What was that Metallica movie where they had that guy
Oh.
that guy come in to counsel him, kind of thing? We could have used some
Oh,
counsel.
great. Yeah. That's one of the best movies if no one's seen it.
Yeah, I got to see it again. It's been years, but yeah.
Were you guys still on the major label at the point where the Grapes?
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
So okay.
Then the next record we did, the first Ginger record we did with we wanted to go back to Network, which was our original label,
Yeah.
and then the one after that we went back to with the EMI again for the last record. Yeah.
I will say that those Ginger records are great. So I'm sorry that you guys had to break up, but those are some really great records.
Yeah, I'm proud of those records. I mean, there's a lot of more pressure on me, and that was hard. But at the time, I was feeling confident about that, and everything changed for me at that time too, because I'd moved from Vancouver to with my wife to a little island called where I'm now, and kind of moved away from everything, and had kids. So I've always said that if the Grapes hadn't broken up, I don't know if any of that stuff would have happened, and if I would have had kids, lived the farm life like I did. But yeah.
And like you said, you guys came back together and you're still performing now as the Grapes of
Yeah,
Wrath. And
yeah.
in addition, I did want to get into this a little bit because
Uh,
this is one
got
of my
that?
all-time favorite albums, The Unexplored Cosmos. So there was a time when I was working in an office, had like 6 CDs on my desk. And over a 2-year period of time, I just rotated through those 6 CDs, and this was one of them. And I
Oh man, that's great.
absolutely love this album. There's another name for it, and different versions
Yeah.
came out a couple of
Well,
years.
that's
Minus
funny.
2 songs.
Yeah, there's this. I remember when it came out. There's a magazine or something in Ontario, Canada, and the guy just destroyed it in the review, right? And it just like I mean that. And the thing is, once I shouldn't be giving this away actually. Once it goes online, there was not many reviews for that record because it was like a really small indie kind of label. So I was worried that once it goes start streaming, the only reviews are going to be this horrible thing. So I thought, well, screw that. I'm going to just re-release it with a different name. And basically, got the masters and all that, the legal, so I could do what I wanted with it. And I just kind of rearranged the song, took one song off, and just changed the title. So screw that guy. So no one's found out yet until now.
It's a great album. I probably have
Well,
all your work now and again, and this one are my favorites,
oh, thank you.
for sure. And you do a cover of one of my absolute favorite Beatles songs, "Long, Long, Long," the George Harrison track. Next to Rain, it's probably my favorite Beatles song.
Yeah,
How did you end up picking "Long, Long, Long" to do?
I
It
always thought.
totally fits the vibe of the record too, by the way. It just was
Yeah,
your
well, that's funny because
original.
that guy who destroyed me in that review said that I completely destroyed that song in the that kind of bugged me. But anyway, yeah, I always just thought that was the weirdest song on that record, and like no one ever talked about that song very much, and it's really quiet, and I just thought it was the coolest thing, and I thought, I'm not like a particular. I don't choose any Beatles over the others. I'm not one of those people. Um, but George songs are really, they always come across really good on acoustic guitar and singing kind of things with those kind of mysterious chords and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, oh, that would be a really cool song to cover, and yeah, so I did.
That being said, even though there's that cover, it's not even the best song on the album. "Sell the Goat" and
Oh,
"Cardboard
thanks.
Man" are my favorites.
Yeah, well, Sell the Goat was from the last, or the we did this Grapes of Wrath kind of reunion record, me and Kevin did back in 2000, and it was on that record. But then the record label went bankrupt, and I guess all the masters were bought by this company in Quebec, I think, and basically all buried, basically, so no one could ever hear these songs ever. So I said, screw that, I'm gonna re-record it, yeah. So I did.
Ah, that's a great song. I really love that song. Ronnie, were you going to ask something? It looked like you were ready to.
No, but speaking of a label, you mentioned the Subhumans earlier.
Yeah,
Like their album is in some kind of legal limbo. It's
yeah,
never been reissued. It's
I
one of the
know.
best punk albums. And like,
Yeah, it's that their second album, what's it called? Which I actually have it on vinyl. Here's where is anyway. Yeah,
yeah,
I heard about that too because I've been looking to see if it's streamable and it hasn't been and also I remember with the Subhumans Incorrect Thoughts album, I think that they had a hard time getting the matches for that at first because I know it was released with a different cover or something like
I
that.
think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Right.
They re-recorded it, and
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Oh yeah, they
not.
did that. But then
Yeah,
they yeah, I know. And I thought that recording was okay.
it's fine, but it's never
Yeah.
going to be. You know what I
No,
mean?
no, the problem is
Yeah,
everyone, I do the same thing when you record it, you kind of think that, oh, this little part could be better. They don't realize that the fans like know every little part of that song and every little, you know what I mean? Like, and every
yeah,
sound
yeah.
and if you record it, you're gonna know.
No, in the production it's
Oh
not going to
yeah.
be.
It was
Yeah.
too good.
I just want to say too, Jeff showed off his Beatles shirt. Since you're in a band with your brother, Tom, I'm wearing my Red Cross
Nice.
shirt there. Yeah, Bro-
Uh,
brother bands.
Yeah. I saw the band Off a few years ago here in Vancouver with, was
Oh
it
yeah,
Steve Donald?
Steve.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, I just think Off are just those first, they're all good, but those first EPs or singles are just amazing, and just great stuff, and they're
yeah,
so good live too.
yeah. They had a good run. They ended up kicking Steve out, and
Oh, so they kicked him out.
they're no longer. Yeah, but
Oh, that's
yeah,
too bad.
great band. Did you get along? You and your brother get along in the
Oh yeah,
band? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because there's all these stories where brothers don't, right? You got
No, I
Oasis
know.
and Red
I think
Cross and yeah, yeah.
those they get together, get along.
Oh, they have their moments. I'll put it that way. Yeah.
No, you hear stuff like the Kinks brothers and all
Oh,
that,
the Kinks. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
of
it's kind of
course.
sad, I mean, that when that kind of happens, I mean, geez. But hopefully, are they? I think they're friends again, back friendly together again. The Ray and Dave. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. It's you
yeah,
hear different things. If you
right.
watch the Red Cross documentary, I don't know if you had a chance to see
No,
that. Even though the brothers are sometimes in the same room and they're amicable, but you could tell there's a little bit of tension
right.
that that doesn't.
Fighting their tongues.
Yeah, it's kind of there. Would you say so, you guys, that you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
kind of
Well,
see?
you when you know somebody that well, you have this way of rubbing against each other, which
Yeah.
is
Well, it's like
sometimes not going to be. Yeah.
when you see those Paul McCartney, the interviews with the Beatles, they're back together. That documentary they did like in the late '90s, and when you see George and Paul, you see all these people, oh, they loved each other. It's like you can see the tension. It's so bad. George looks so pissed off, and kind of scowling the whole time, and Paul's not biting his tongue. They definitely weren't getting along. I don't think during at that point.
Yeah, that was an anthology thing,
Yeah,
I think, with the Threedles. They
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
at the time. So Tom Hooper and the Angry Hippies. What the
Yes.
heck? What's the story here?
Well,
A little
I've
bit more
always
aggressive.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been working on. I had been working. That's old, pretty old now. But I've been working on. I always loved punk rock and listening to punk rock um and I demoing this stuff. Always, I haven't done it for a while, but I was demoing a bunch of these songs. Um, and uh, and I played locally with these two guys here on the island, and just on the island, just at the whatever pubs and parties, and we'd play like kind of like punk rock versions of Rolling Stones, just really high energy kind of stuff, that kind of thing. And so that we recorded these songs at the little studio here. Yeah, and I think it sounds pretty damn good, although it's kind of thin sounding, but whatever, it's punk rock.
Yeah, it is punk rock. I enjoy those too. Oh, so we're jumping around a little bit. What about Through the Solar System?
Oh, yes.
So
My
that was a little side street down electronica almost
Yeah.
Yeah.
to a point. And for each planet you have a different name, and I'm glad you didn't do anything with the name Uranus, as some punk rockers might be apt to do.
Yes.
The instrumental, it's an instrument.
Well, there you go. Yeah, exactly. So I guess I kind of did in a certain way, like they all, yeah. But yeah, I didn't make a comedy song out of it or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that record, it was only, I was kind of equated to when your dad's building a boat in the basement or something like that, where it just goes on forever and ever and ever. And like I was working on that record for like, God, I think it started 10 years before. And I remember my wife at the time, she was like, okay, what were you working on today? It's like, not the solar system again. It's like, yes, yes. I was like, maybe you should be trying. And I just couldn't help myself. Um, the idea of that record was kind of like, especially when I moved here to Salt Spring Island, it's like, it's in the country kind of thing. So at night the stars are it's just so that you can just see it's beautiful. And I always was a big fan, or I am a big fan of like, Dark Side of the Moon and, stoner kind of space music kind of thing. And I thought, I want to make my own kind of Dark Side of the Moon, and it's something that people could like go outside in the summertime and, look at the stars and listen to the record. And it's actually, it's real songs about, real facts about the planets, for the most part. Yeah, I know. I'm glad I finally put a stop to it, though. Anyone who records music always knows you could probably mix forever unless you finally have to kind of go, okay. Because I always say I've never, in all the records, the Grapes did, or any record I've ever done, I've never went, okay, that's perfect, let's put it out. It's always like, okay, it's got to stop now. It's gonna go on forever. This is good enough, or you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I finally thought, okay, I just got to put a stop to this and put it out, and so I just put it out on iTunes, whatever, and there it is.
If anybody wants to listen to it, I suggest you start with "I Want to Live on Mars." It's a
Oh,
great song. That song it's a great place to start through the journey through the solar system.
yeah.
So we wanted to talk about your most recent full-length release, Tom the Hooper.
Did you get it?
Yes, yes.
Like no one, I think one person said to me that they got, oh, the Mott the Hoople thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe because no one's actually listened to it, that's why no one's actually
oh.
bothered it.
Any reviews come through for that one yet?
No, I don't even, not to be a crybaby who'd say I didn't want to be have it do well anyway. But nowadays, whenever I kind of do stuff, I'm older now. I just kind of just put it out, and I don't do all that stuff that people are supposed like bands are supposed to do. And if you're fans of mine, you'll see it, and if not, you won't, kind of thing. So, for the most part, I just put music out now just for my own sake, just because I hate the idea of having stuff that you never put out, and then no one will ever hear it if you don't put it out. So and also it's cheaper than I can just put it out there and then not have to worry about having files get get wrecked. And you know what I mean? Like because everything changes all the time. So put it out there and then and I can listen to it whenever I want or
So that's
not.
available on Bandcamp. So if anybody wants
Right.
to get
Yeah.
that Bandcamp, but it's not your most recent song. You have Love Affair.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
That's released, also available. And that's a great song too as
Oh,
well.
thanks.
But we wanted to talk, finish up here, about your legacy because you mentioned that you got married, had kids, moved away. Can you tell us a little bit about your offspring? Because you got a couple musicians
Yeah.
that you raised.
Yeah.
Start
As
with
I
Owen,
say,
maybe?
huh?
Did you want to start with Owen, maybe?
Yeah, my oldest Owen. Yeah, but both my kids are really talented. I mean, obviously, I mean, not because of me, but they heard music ever since they were born. I mean, I would be playing the piano after dinner every night with the mic set up, and I'd record songs with them and when they're babies. But yeah, Owen was the first to he actually moved to Jakarta when he was I think he was only 16 or 17, like he kind of a student exchange kind of thing. And then he came back and he wrote an album when he was there about the experience in Indonesia. He actually learned how to speak, was it Bahasa or something like that?
Oh, I don't even know.
He made this great record though. It's kind of electronic kind of thing too. But yeah, so he's done well a bunch of different his band called Mouth Breather, and now he's in a band called Dumb Crush, and I this new stuff they've been releasing is just the best, and I highly recommend it to anybody. There's a video that have called "Witches in the Dark," which is kind of the video is it's like a takeoff of the Blair Witch Project, and it's just really classic. Um, and then my youngest son Shane, it's also just a great songwriter. He a little bit different than Owen. He's more of a rootsy kind of maybe a lot more lines of singer-songwriter kind of thing. But also he plays drums in a band. They're called Pax, Packs, and Shane actually plays drums in this band,
Oh.
and they've been doing quite well in the States, and I highly recommend you check them out on wherever. They have a female singer, and they're just really. It's almost like a '90s kind of uh, not grunge, but just really, really groovy sounding stuff. But also Shane goes by the name Acapulco Gold, which I don't remember what that was. And some of the songs are just beautiful, great stuff. Yeah, highly recommend it.
So I think he's performed with you. Is he the one that sang a Cure song when he was just a little tot
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
playing
yeah. Well,
drums and
both,
you're playing?
yeah, yeah. Both of the kids here on Salt Spring. It's a great community. Um, uh, and so there's this place called the Treehouse Cafe, and they have like every music every night of the summer, and so we used to play there all the time, and so they'd play with me in different incarnations, and their bands would play there, and yeah, Shane would back me up on drums when he was like 8 or 9 or something like that.
And you're playing several times a week.
I play every night when I'm on the island when I'm not touring, every night except for Wednesdays at this waterfront place, and just a great place to play.
Ah,
It's fun.
excellent, excellent. You're staying busy, and you must be
Yeah.
a good parent if you got these boys out there putting out music. So you
Well,
must be a good dad in one way or another.
I hope so. I think, well, I don't see them very much because they live in Toronto and Montreal now, but they come and visit me once a year.
Did he learn the term Acapulco Gold from his dad, Tom? Yeah, the
Oh,
term, yeah, from his
oh,
phone
I
book.
see. Probably
Yeah.
not because um, that was back. I remember when I might have smoked Acapulco Gold. It was probably like the late
Yeah.
'70s, no, early
Yeah.
'80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here on the West Coast in Salt Spring, it's definitely not. It's Acapulco Gold. It's Purple Haze or something like that.
Right,
So,
Yeah.
right, right. No, we learned that term from Cheech and Chong records,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah,
Sister Mary Elephant.
yeah. Yeah.
Michoacan.
Yep.
Yeah,
Acapulco Gold. Yeah.
Tom, I have a question for you because you've taken us from punk to rediscovering melodic music to solo work, the cosmos, universe, electronica. What's influencing you now, and when can we expect more music from you? When is the
yeah. Well, I know in my case, I just have to be inspired, and then I just start going at it, nonstop. And if I'm not, I just kind of don't. Um, but and also I've been playing so much live, but the Grapes, we've been talking about doing something new as well. So that might be the next thing that comes out, hopefully.
we're here for it?
Any label interest?
Yeah, like we haven't even tried anything. I mean, I guess it would be nice to have a label, pay for the expenses of stuff anyway.
Yeah, I think that's much tougher these days. But I
Yeah.
know with Canada, do they still do like grants or
Yeah, there's lots of grants. In fact, a friend of ours who has a studio in our hometown who wants us to record at the studio. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's yet again like it's something we never bothered doing. Their last record that we did, a label from Toronto, contacted us and said, "Okay, we'll give you this money. You can do whatever you want," and that was great. But how often does that happen? I don't know.
any last questions, Soraya, Ronnie? I sorry for taking so much time. I'm a huge Tom Hooper fan, so I
Yay!
so
Yeah. No, I mean we go on and on about the grapes and everything, but just thanks for being here, Tom.
Oh man, thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Yes.
yeah, we're huge fans. I got so much music from you, Tom. I really appreciate it, and really glad to hear that you're a fellow Rain Parade fan
Oh yeah,
like myself. So, can you just tell us about the first time you saw Rain Parade? Before
yeah. Well, first
well,
and only time.
bookend, yeah, we'll bookend this with Rain Parade talk.
Yeah, I think we just moved to Vancouver. I think it was like 1980, either late 84 or 85, early 85. And we were big fans of their first album. Um, and they were playing at this Chinese restaurant in Gastown. And, we go up, you have to go up these stairs. And I think it was $1 to get in. And it was this little room, and just everyone sitting on the floor. And just the grooviest thing. I just thought they were so groovy, and it's all dark and it's psychedelic and just awesome. And yeah, and of course I was already a fan, but it's one of those great memory kind of things. I'll always have the picturing that how cool that was.
With chow mein wafting through the building as the band is playing. So there had to be some kind of Chinese food smell.
Yeah, no, I think I remember just a lot of incense, I think, and
Oh,
marijuana.
A lot of music venues were formerly Chinese restaurants. It's an amazing
Yeah, well,
phenomenon, right?
there's that
Madame Wong's
documentary, the Hong Kong Gardens, whatever that one in LA.
Hong
Hong Kong
Kong.
Cafe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hong Kong
Yeah,
Cafe.
yeah.
Yeah.
and there's some
Madame
kind of,
Wong.
I saw the documentary about the war between those two restaurants.
Yeah. Madame
Right.
Oh
Wong's
yeah,
and Hong Kong
Yeah,
Cafe.
Madame Wong's. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
So
even the Smiling Buddha, right? That was a restaurant,
Oh
wasn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
so was David Roback in the band when you saw the
I can't remember. I think he might not have been.
Yeah.
I don't think
Uh,
they toured too much that lineup, Jeff.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
maybe they went east once or something.
Well, if the album was already out, likely he wasn't in the band because
yeah,
I
because he was in the
Right.
EP. He was on the EP, right?
no, just on the first album, then the
Oh,
EP
the first.
second.
Oh, okay,
But I
right,
think
right,
by the time that album actually was released, I think he was gone already. So
Yeah.
Ronnie's point, that was a very short-lived lineup. So
They got better without him.
oh,
You didn't hear. You didn't hear from me.
So one last thing though, for our listeners, where can they find your music? What are I know Bandcamp is one place. You also mentioned drop the name of Apple Music, but any other places, Spotify or
Yeah, it's on all those Spotify, all those ones that we don't make any money from. But I don't like it. Um, it is what it is, I suppose. I just really want people to be able to hear it, and
Yeah.
that's, I'm already rich as it is. Rich in life.
Rich in
he's
life.
sharing his passion through all
Yeah,
the
Rich
yeah,
streaming.
kid. You're a rich kid, or you were a rich kid.
yeah, exactly.
Thinking about rich kids at least. At one point.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. Thanks so much. We appreciate you taking time to Tom Hooper's life in 40 minutes. So,
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
And more to
It's an honor.
come.
Yeah.
yeah.
More to come.
Yep. We're
Thank
only
you.
about the halfway mark in your life, right? You
Yeah.
still got the
Yes. Oh yeah. I'm technology as well. I mean, it's gonna be incredible. I'll be here another 100 years probably.
All right. Thanks, Tom. We really appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you
Okay.
so
See ya.
much.
All
All
right,
right.
Tom. See
Bye.
ya. Yep.
All right, guys. What did you think about that conversation? We tried to get a lot in a short period of time.
Well,
Yeah.
he's he's really prolific. He's been doing a lot of stuff, and kind of crossing so many different styles too, and still wants to keep producing. How can you not like that?
And I forgot about Ronnie's connection with Canada. I'm
Mm-hmm.
Oh
so
yeah.
glad. I'm so glad you brought that up.
We could have got, I was gonna make some jokes and stuff, like,
Uh,
but is Kelowna the town with the big nickel, that kind of thing. But
uh,
we only had 40 minutes, so I laid off.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
So I
yeah, no,
forgot.
Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom is a lifer, right? I mean, it's
Right.
that punk band. It's just 45 years of making music, and he still just does it again. Like he said, he hasn't even bothered to see how the reception is. He just keeps doing it for him, you know. And then he's got his classic band to go back to every now and then. It's amazing. It's great.
Yes.
It's a great. He lives on an island. Jesus.
Yeah, and Grapes of Wrath, they have a pretty large following, at least in Canada. So when you
Yeah.
Yeah,
see some of the videos, they draw some pretty decent sized crowds.
yeah, yeah. No, we didn't even talk about Tom Cochran, their original producer from Red Rider.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Lunatic Fringe, Soraya.
yeah.
Early MTV. You remember that video?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Lindy.
great guy, great guy. And
Yes.
again, we could go. I like that we kind of skirt. We're able to kind of skirt most. I'm sure we didn't skirt everything. We skirted a lot.
We
So
had
But
to.
a lot was included in there.
Yeah.
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 And there can easily be a part two.
Oh yeah, I got to ask him what kind of luggage he was traveling with. Did they were on buses? You know, doing radio gigs. Yeah. Anyway.
All that
We can talk
insider news
shop.
stuff. Yep,
Yeah.
talking shop, talking shop. But
We can
for
talk
our
shop.
listeners, I highly recommend you check this one out, The Unexplored Cosmos. I think fans of Paisley Underground might like that. I don't know if I would lump them into Paisley Underground, but certainly melodic guitar rock
Hmm.
for sure. So definitely
And
worth listening
and you
to.
got to respect. He totally made the right decision about Uranus. Right on that. You just leave that alone. Make an instrumental. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just avoid it.
Because if you made a jokey Uranus song, that would stick out. It's something you would cringe forevermore about, right?
And
Probably.
something I would do.
And it's something Jeff would do. Jeff's probably working on one right now.
Right, exactly.
We can see
He's
you in the
working on the
studio
rhyme
tonight.
scheme as we speak.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tom Hooper, just a lot of good music and more good music to come. I mean, he even dropped that dime here, new Grapes music.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I'm really excited about that. And hopefully they can take advantage of some of the funds that Canadian government kicks down. I know new pornographers take advantage of some of that. I would think a band like the level of Grapes, they could do something like that as well too. So
Yeah, yeah. And if people haven't heard the Grapes, if you like the Church stuff like that,
yeah.
I mean,
yes. Yes.
you'll love the Grapes of Wrath. And I looked at, sorry everyone, I looked at Spotify. Not all their albums are up there by any.
Yeah.
There's only like three. There's like a collection and like two of the albums or something. So,
Hopefully you may
um,
be right. That's a great song.
um, Billy
Yeah.
Joel, Billy Joel.
No, no, no,
No,
no.
sorry.
Uh,
Um, uh, Yeah. So anyway, search out the Grapes of Wrath. They're very underrated and not talked about enough. So
Agreed, agreed.
yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for letting us veer away a little bit from Paisley Underground. But Ronnie, I tried to connect it. I tried really hard at
No,
the
no, no. That was good,
You
Jeff.
did
That
it
was
and you
good.
bookended it.
And
I
now,
tried.
just wait to see the stuff I'm going to book now.
Oh,
If we can fold in stuff like that.
oh, here we go. Put on your
Just,
seatbelts.
I'll just say to the bands, look, just act like you saw the rain parade. You're in. You're in.
So we got much more to look forward to.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Well, mi gente, entonces a groovear.
Groove on, Paisley people. And nothing good comes from Uranus.
I, c- I can't follow that up with anything better. Oh, yeah.
You
All right.
need a hooper blooper.
A hooper blooper, exactly.
Sorry
By the
about
way,
that.
they're working on a roof next door to me, you guys. So if they're banging, you start hearing banging
Oh,
and it's too much, tell me and I'll
Right now,
go.
I don't hear anything.
No,
So,
they're taking a break. It's noon, so they're taking a break. So
and it's
okay.
not the kind of banging that we usually hear coming out of your.
Heyo.
boom,
Okay.
boom.
All right. All right.